Hey everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today, we're diving into a classic southern dessert that is just bursting with flavor, the incredible hummingbird cake. If you've never had it, you're in for such a treat. It's a super moist, dense cake packed with pineapple, bananas, and pecans, all topped with a luscious cream cheese frosting. It's basically a tropical vacation in cake form. And trust me, once you make this recipe, it's going to become a staple for every special occasion. Or just for those days when you need a little slice of happiness. So, let's roll up our sleeves and get baking. First things first, let's gather our ingredients. For the cake itself, you'll need all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, a little bit of salt, baking soda, and a generous teaspoon of ground cinnamon. For our wet ingredients, we'll use a neutral oil like canola or vegetable oil, 3 large eggs, and a splash of vanilla extract. And of course, the stars of the show. A can of crushed pineapple with its juice, 3 very ripe mashed bananas, the spottier the better for maximum sweetness, and a cup of chopped pecans. For that dreamy cream cheese frosting, you'll need a block of full-fat cream cheese, some unsalted butter, powdered sugar, and a bit more vanilla. Make sure your cream cheese and butter are at room temperature. This is non-negotiable for a smooth, lump-free frosting. Alright, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or 175 Celsius. We're going to grease and flour 3 9-inch round cake pans. If you don't have 3, you can bake them 1 or 2 at a time, no problem. I also like to line the bottoms with a circle of parchment paper just to guarantee the cakes come out cleanly. Nobody wants a cake catastrophe after all this work. Now for the fun part, making the batter. In a large bowl, whisk together your dry ingredients: the flour, sugar, salt, baking soda, and cinnamon. Giving this a good whisk helps to distribute everything evenly, so you don't get a clump of baking soda in one bite. In a separate, medium-sized bowl, we'll combine the wet ingredients. Add your oil, eggs, and vanilla and just give it a light whisk until it's all combined. Don't overmix it. Now, we're going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Pour the egg mixture into the flour mixture and stir with a spatula until it's just combined. You'll notice the batter is quite thick at this point, and that's perfectly normal. Next, we'll fold in our fruit and nuts. Add the crushed pineapple with all its glorious juice, the mashed bananas, and most of your chopped pecans. I like to save a handful of pecans for decorating the top later. Gently fold everything together until it's just incorporated. The key here is not to overmix. Overmixing develops the gluten in the flour and can make your cake tough, and we are aiming for tender and moist. The batter should be thick, lumpy, and smell absolutely divine. Once the batter is ready, divide it evenly among your 3 prepared cake pans. I like to use a kitchen scale to be really precise, which ensures all my layers bake up to the same height, but you can also just eyeball it. Use your spatula to spread the batter evenly to the edges of the pan. Now, they're ready for the oven. Pop them in and bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. You'll know they read done when a toothpick or a cake tester inserted into the center comes out clean. The tops will be beautifully golden brown and springy to the touch. The smell that's about to fill your kitchen is one of the best parts of this whole process. Once the cakes are done, take them out of the oven and let them cool in the pans on a wire rack for about 10 minutes. This little rest helps the cakes firm up a bit. After 10 minutes, carefully run a knife around the edges of each pan and then invert the cakes onto the wire rack. Peel off the parchment paper and let them cool completely. And I mean completely, this is super important. If you try to frost a warm cake, you'll have a melty, sliding disaster on your hands. Be patient, it's worth the wait. While the cakes are cooling, let's make our cream cheese frosting. It's so simple, but so decadent. In a large bowl, using a hand mixer or a stand mixer with the paddle attachment, beat the room temperature cream cheese and butter together until they're light, fluffy, and completely smooth. This should take a couple of minutes on medium-high speed. Scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure everything is incorporated. Next, with the mixer on low speed, gradually add the powdered sugar. If you add it all at once, you'll have a sugar snowstorm in your kitchen. Once the sugar is mostly mixed in, add the vanilla extract. Then, Turn the mixer up to medium-high and beat for another 2 to 3 minutes until the frosting is incredibly smooth and creamy. Look at that. It's the perfect consistency for spreading. Try not to eat it all with a spoon before it makes it onto the cake. I know the temptation is real. Alright, assembly time. Our cakes are cool. Our frosting is ready. Place your first cake layer on a serving platter or a cake stand. I like to put a few strips of parchment paper under the edges of the cake to keep the platter clean. We can just pull them out when we're done frosting. Take a generous scoop of frosting, about a cup, and spread it evenly over the top of the first layer. Don't be shy with the frosting. Gently place your second cake layer on top and repeat the process. Another generous layer of that delicious cream cheese frosting. Spread all the way to the edges. Then place the third and final cake layer on top. Now we're going to do what's called a crumb coat. This is a thin layer of frosting that we apply all over the top and sides of the cake. It traps any loose crumbs so that our final coat of frosting is perfectly clean and beautiful. Use an offset spatula to apply a thin, even layer. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once the cake is covered, pop it in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes to let that crumb coat set. Once the crumb coat is firm, it's time for the final layer of frosting. Apply the remaining frosting to the top and sides of the cake, using your offset spatula to create a smooth finish or some pretty swirls. I personally love a more rustic look with lots of swoops and peaks. It just looks so inviting. Once you're happy with your frosting job, take those reserved chopped pecans and sprinkle them around the top edge of the cake or press them gently onto the sides. You could even add some dried pineapple flowers for an extra fancy touch. And there you have it, a stunning 3-layer hummingbird cake that is guaranteed to wow everyone. The combination of the spiced fruit cake and the tangy cream cheese frosting is just heavenly. Let the cake sit for a little bit before slicing, either at room temperature or in the fridge, to allow the frosting to set up completely. This will give you nice, clean slices. When you cut into it, you'll see those beautiful layers and the specks of pineapple and pecans. Every bite is an explosion of flavor and texture, sweet, tangy, moist, and a little bit nutty. It's a truly unforgettable dessert. Thank you so much for baking along with me today. I really hope you give this recipe a try. If you do, let me know how it turns out in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more delicious recipes. Happy baking, and I'll see you next time.
Recipes from the future. Take a tasty ride. Recipes from the future. Flavor amplified. From gadgets to galaxies, every dish is new. Cooking up the future. Just for you. 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 Teleport your taste buds with the lunar stew. Martian macaroni turning red and blue. Zero gravity pancakes slipping midair. Quantum seasoned cookies vanish everywhere. Turbo
tasty ride.
Reminiscences, flavor future. Take a tasty ride, where every single dish is flavor amplified. Galaxies to gadgets, every meal feels new. Cooking up the future just for you.